Manimurthy, Toastmaster Shanofer. Can you please introduce yourself? Welcome to DTM meeting.
Thank you, President. I am Manimurthy, Toastmaster Manimurthy from Toastmaster Club. I am from India. I have completed my BE Engineering in Bangalore. Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome. Okay. Now, I request our vibrant secretary, Toastmaster Ravish Malpani, to read out the minutes of the last meetings.
Good all of you. Just a second, if you could just let me interrupt. We have our Area 53 Director, Toastmaster Raj Khan, here as well.
Sorry, I did not notice that. Welcome, our Area Director, Toastmaster Raj Khan.
Good evening, Arabians. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'll be looking forward to a successful meeting so that we all can learn and relearn the things. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you, Director. Yeah, over to you, Secretary Toastmaster Ravi.
Thank you, President. Good evening to all fellow Toastmasters. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. I'll be reading 2 minutes of meeting for the meeting number 446 and 447. The minutes of meeting number 446, Arabian Toastmaster Club meeting number 446 was held on Wednesday, 18th November 2020, virtually over Zoom platform. Total 21 participants attended the meeting, including guests. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. sharp and read out the mission statement of the Toastmaster International. Club President Toastmaster Arul Shankar started the meeting with a great message and introduced Toastmaster Dr. Shanti Rekha as Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day introduced Butterfly as theme of the day and then introduced all the assignees for the day. Winner for the best role player was Toastmaster Dr. Shanti Rekha Rao. Toastmaster Yasin was a grammarian and the word master who introduced the word euphoria as word of the day. In prepared speech session, there were 4 speeches. Best speaker was Toastmaster Sangeeta Ramaswamy. Evaluation session was conducted by Toastmaster Uday Kumar. Best evaluator was Toastmaster Abhilash Rajashekaran. Table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Rabindra Singh. Best table topic speaker was Distinguished Toastmaster Suresh Kumar. Meeting was adjourned by President at 9:18 p.m. Thank you. Reading of the second minute of meeting. Arabian Toastmaster Club Special Humorous and Evaluation Contest meeting number 447 was held on Friday, 4th December 2020, virtually over a Zoom platform. This meeting was a Propitious concerning the coming contest sessions in the early next year. Total 58 participants attended the meeting, including many as guests. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna called the meeting to order at 5:10 p.m. and read out the mission statement of Toastmaster International. Club President Toastmaster Arul Shankar started the meeting with a great message and highlighted the club achievements. Distinguished Toastmaster Cesc Valencia, who is the CGD of District 79, was the chief guest and she addressed the club. Club President Toastmaster Arul Shankar introduced Toastmaster Shanti Rekha as a humorous contest chair and Toastmaster Sneha Suresh as evaluation contest chair. Distinguished Toastmaster Oman Thomas was a chief judge and he arranged experienced team of assignees and judges for the contest. A wonderful session of humorous and evaluation contest was conducted by the respective contest chairs. Total 9 contestants who participated in each contest. Winners for the humorous contest were, for the first position, Toastmaster Rupa Avdhani, for the second position, Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal, and for the third position, Distinguished Toastmaster Ajit Kumar. Winners for the evaluations contest were first position, Distinguished Toastmaster Ajit Kumar, second position, Toastmaster Rupa Avdhani, and for the third position, Toastmaster Muhammad Ashik. Division L Director, DTM Sapphire, And Area 53 Director, Toastmaster Arish Khan, congratulated the winners and club in their felicitation speeches. Vote of thanks was presented by Toastmaster Sangeeta Ramaswamy. Meeting was adjourned by President at 8:28 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravish. Any addition, corrections to these minutes of the meetings?
No.
So I approve this as a true copy of the last meetings. Thank you. Dear Arabians and guests, we are into the last meeting of this calendar year, 2020. A year which no one expected that we will be facing such issues which we are facing today. I would like to share a short story in relation to this, I can say the year. Okay. Once there was a king. He was walking in his garden along with his minister. The king told the minister, see, my minister, I have everything in this world, but there's no peace in my mind and I'm always worried. But look at this gardener. He's always happy, carries a smile, and I don't think he has any worry in his mind. The minister replied, oh, Maharaja, let us play a game of 99. Have anyone heard about this game of 99?
Yes.
Okay, the game is this. They decided to keep a bag full of gold coins. 99 coins in a bag tied up, and a note saying that 100 gold coins gifted by the king. And this bag was placed in front of his house. That early morning, he came out, saw the bag, was very happy, took the bag, and as we do, he started counting the coins. But to his shock, instead of 100, he found only 99. So now he felt uneasy. The king gave me 100, but I have only 99 in my hand. Where did the one coin go? He was looking around, told his wife, children to recount the coins. They counted, said only 99. So now he started worrying that he missed something and his attitude got changed. He got angry with his wife, children for even silly matters, and he couldn't focus on his job. So this whole process was watched by the king. So he learned a lot from this, and the moral is, today we are here in this unprecedented year 2020, safe, having our own job, getting our salary. So I feel we all should be happy and joyful with what we have today, and we have crossed these difficult times. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmasters. And so I wish you all a happy, joyful, and peaceful days and years to come. With this, let me introduce Toastmaster of the Day. This Toastmaster joined Arabian Toastmasters Club in the year 2019. And you know how much she has picked up in the last 1 year. A fast learner, multi-talented human being, and she's working as a teacher in Al-Mutasam School, English graduate. Please put your hands to welcome our Toastmaster of the Day, our vibrant Toastmaster Vasanthi.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for the wonderful introduction. I'm very humble and glad to serve your Toastmaster of the Day. A very warm good evening to the President, fellow Toastmasters, and eminent guests. Before introducing the theme of the day, Let me explain the agenda of the meeting to the guests of the day. Toastmaster meeting in general is divided into 3 sessions. The meeting begins with a prepared speech session, whereas speakers will deliver 5 to 7 minutes. We have Toastmasters who have prepared speeches in advance based on the Pathways Manual. The second session is the most important session for the Toastmasters, the evaluation session, where all the speakers and all role takers are evaluated by a set of Toastmasters who have been there and done that. For that, we have someone called General Evaluator who oversees the meeting with his entire team. Third and the final session of the day would be workshop on international speech contest by our distinguished Toastmaster who has won many accolades for the same. The Toastmaster International was started in the year of 1924, and the founder of the Toastmasters is Ralph C. Smedley. It is because of him we are all having these wonderful educational meetings. He has created a history in the field of education, which we are remembering and realizing the fruits. Hope all the Toastmasters here remember the generation's greatness of decades, 80s. The 80s were a time of great culture and technology advancement, including some of the best movies, music, TV shows, toys, and inventions of all time. It is the decade most often associated with the nostalgia and the style and the memories of the decade. Continue to live on. Similar year 2020 has also made a mark in the history which the future generations will remember. While the world at large changed fast, our own organization, Toastmasters, wasn't left behind either. Entire organization showed immense agility as overnight all the clubs shifted to online mode during the year. Similarly, my life also changed very quickly. Active roaming life came to a halt within 4 walls. Utilization of never expecting masks, face shields in daily life. Exorbitant times of hand wash. 5 hours of teaching changed to 24 hours of teaching and communication. Excessive use of mobiles, laptops, and computers. On the contrary, increased bonding, the time with the family, pursued hobbies for the personal improvement, learning the new technology and staying up to date, achieving virtual accolades in different platforms. So let us enter to the educational session. To help me, I have a propitious team of Toastmasters that I would like to introduce. Request you all to hold your applause until I finish introducing the assignees. Yeah, for that, we have someone really special, the humorous contest winner. We have General Evaluator Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal. I will introduce him detail before the evaluation session. Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal, could you please acknowledge your presence? Briefly explain your role as General Evaluator. Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal, yes, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, and good evening again to all the Toastmasters and guests. My role as the General Evaluator is to lead the evaluation session. I will keep a close eye on all the meeting proceedings and identify what went well and what can be improved upon. And I will present my report in the evaluation session. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. For today's Wordmaster and Grammarian, we have a wonderful human being, Toastmaster Arun Vasan. He has 30 years of experience in engineering. According to him, 2020 is getting over and hope 2021 is different. But as the wise, how we respond to any situation is the all matters. Let's welcome Toastmaster Arun Vasan with thunderous rounds of applause. Toastmaster Arun Vasan, could you please explain the role as grammarian and word master? Over to you, sir.
Thank you for the nice introduction, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Day. Let me share my screen. There we are. Give me a sec. All right. Are you guys able to see the screen? All right, I got it. So the word of the day is propitious. I have a dual role to play. I'll be a word master and a grammarian. So the first job entails that I'll introduce you to the word. I think it has already started off on a very positive note. I can see two of our Toastmasters have already used. I'll acknowledge them, Toastmaster Ravish Malpani and our Madam Toastmaster Vasanthi. Great going. So I feel very charged to see that I selected a good one. And I don't know, I was kind of obsessed with this word for the last couple of weeks. I don't know, maybe I wanted to hear some good news or I wanted to listen to something positive. So this word was running my mind. So when I was given the choice of picking one, I went for this. Now, the meaning is pretty easy. It shows that something which is favorable, something which is very positive, you can hope for something good to happen. So the synonyms are auspicious, auguring favorable circumstances, prosperous and presaging are likely to bring good luck, gracious. A simple word, but you get a kind of energy when you use it that, yeah, something positive is about to happen. It's just around the corner. And some of the simple usages which I thought would be, we all hope 2021 is propitious for every one of us. And our club president's smile is eternally propitious. And that makes all the members feel at home during the meeting. So, and this one is from the heart. I didn't make it up just for the sake of it. And then where is the, yeah, I have a role as a grammarian where I'll pay close attention to all speakers, listen carefully to the language usage. And if there is any mistakes, which is very rare these days, I'll report when called upon to do so. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, sir. To keep an account of the time taken by each speaker, we have an amiable and enthusiastic, energetic Toastmaster. He is a control system engineer by profession, working in SIPCOM, pursued bachelor's on engineering in electrical and electronics. He has 11 years of experience in the field of industrial automation, served as VPPR for ATC in the past. According to him, the year 2020 taught an excellent lesson about the life. This pandemic year compelled to know the importance of connectivity, though he stays away the most of the time from the family and couldn't achieve the goals set for the year. He tries stay safe, fit and healthy. Let's welcome Toastmaster Milan with a round of applause. Toastmaster Milan, could you please describe the role of as a timer? Toastmaster Milan, over to you.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster today, for that elated introduction. My job as a timer is to keep track of time for all the speeches and evaluation sessions. For prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds shall be allowed on the maximum time limit. Green light shall indicate the minimum time. Yellow light shall be shown on the 6th minute, and the red light will show at the max limit and will remain on. There would be no indication at the end of the grace period. For evaluations, the minimum qualifying time is 1 to 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes, with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. Yellow shall indicate at the end of 2 minutes. I'll report the exact time taken by each speaker at the end of each session when called upon to do so. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Milan. To count our hours for today's meeting, we have a bachelor in chemical engineer and postgraduate in petrochemical management, working as a senior engineer project with Sadara Chemical Company. According to him, he is just waiting for the end of 2020 in the big hope the pandemic also will end with this. Please let us welcome for today's our counter Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. With thunderous rounds of applause, Toastmaster Nilesh, could you please describe the role as our counter? Over to you, Toastmaster Nilesh.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Good evening. My role as the counter is to count the number of unnecessary sound or repetitive words you used when speaking. For example, you know, I mean, will be counted. These are fillers that would affect your effectiveness in delivering speech. At the end of the meeting, I will be back to present my report to you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilesh. Here we have Oat Counter and Zoom Master. He's a mechanical engineer with MBA in sales and marketing. Currently working as a regional manager with Wellflow Gulf. According to him, the year 2020 has taught us to find the positivity in the crisis. It has been fabulous year where people look more at human change than climate change. He will be launching the poll at the end of each session. Let's welcome Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, could you please explain the role as Oat Counter? Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a very warm good evening to all. My role as a vote counter is to display the voting ballot at the end of each session. I will count the ballots and declare the results at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Yes. So here, give me a minute, sorry. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for the late. Yeah. With a team of wonderful Toastmasters, let us enter to the educational session. For today's first speaker, we have Toastmaster Uday Kumar. He is working as a staff engineer, process safety with Saudi Chevron Phillips Chemical Company. He has masters in engineer and technology and have qualification of certified safety professional CSP from USA. Blessed with 2 adorable kids and wonderful wife. According to him, 2020, the year that went by with the active mobile hours and screen time. Now, instead of art technology on online meeting, understanding the new SMS, a crony called social distancing, mask sanitizer, he is attempting level 2, project 2 from innovative planning pathways. To evaluate his speech, we have wonderful Toastmaster DTM Suresh Kumar. DTM Suresh Kumar, could you please read out the objectives of Toastmaster Uday Kumar's speech? Over to you, sir. DTM Suresh Kumar.
Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, Toastmaster Uday is delivering a speech for which the purpose statement is to practice the skills that he needs to connect with an unfamiliar audience. The time allocated is 5 to 7 minutes, madam.
Thank you, DTM Suresh Kumar. Yes, Toastmaster Uday Kumar is presenting his level 2, project 2. The title of the speech is Hope My Dreams Come True. All the best to you, Toastmaster Uday Kumar. Over to you.
Am I audible and visible, madam?
Yes, very much, sir.
Have you seen men in a shopping mall having shopping list in hand? Obviously, yes. Till date, I have not seen women having shopping list in the hand. Men go for shopping to buy what they want, and women go for shopping to find out what they really want. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, Propitious, Arabians, and guests, a warm good evening to all of you. Inside a shopping mall, I become extremely romantic. I hold my wife's hand, and she holds my hand too. There is a knowing smile between each other. When we go inside, plenty of friends come to me and say, "You were made for each other couple." Dear friends, it's not romantic, it's economical. When I leave my wife hand, she will go into some other shop being in the shopping mall where my credit card bill will be skyrocket. Having said so, it's a very tough job. She went into a shop and she was looking for opinion from me. If my opinion turns to be negative, she'll be going to some other shop where she'll be buying some more expensive stuff, which is not at all required. So, tip for you, Toastmasters, whenever your wife pick up anything, immediately get that and get away from the shopping mall. This is a great tip. She was going into a modern attired shop and she was wearing a dress. And she was asking my opinion this time. And my left brain was thinking about expensive stuff. My right brain was thinking about what to say. Because the dress was too tight, I don't want to say. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Remember, Newton's third law. So this was the situation. I went into a shopping mall where she went into a dress section. And this dress section is something made for leggings. For you who don't know leggings, it's 1990 old Indian model actress wearing dress. Something like a pant with tight fit. We went into a shop where they told leggings. It's called trousers plus leggings. Expensive. The other end, it's called jeans plus leggings. Jeggings. Thank God there is nothing called bedspread plus legging where I could be literally begging in Jubair Center signals for those expensive stuff. The highlight was she went into a section called boutique section where old and faded clothes were available. When I came back to my house, I was looking into my wardrobe, looking into my dress. All are old and faded. Why it's so expensive there? There is one thing I want to say. We went into a top section where there was a cold shoulder top. A cold shoulder top is something like opening up here in the top area. I was literally thinking why there is an opening only in the top area. And there is one more top called crop top, which is available only to the belly section. And I was thinking like almost all my t-shirts is up to here because of my big belly. There is one thing I want to say, friends. There is one which is called salwar kameez. The other one is called churidar. Till date, I don't know what is the difference between these two. One day she was purchasing kurta. The other day she was purchasing kurti. And I'm so brilliant, you know. I was thinking like kurta is for gents and kurti is for ladies. And she was laughing at me when I was telling this. Friends, there is one more important thing. A dress called palazzo. It's a long pant. It's a belly bottom pant. Some other pants are something like you can wear and go, but this pant is something like you wear and you walk within itself. Such a huge belly bottom. Friends, Corona was a great blessing. And it was a discuss too. I could able to convince my wife and ask her to sit in the home. I can literally go for shopping. I was thinking like when I entered inside the shopping mall, there was a Saudi behind was calling me, Habibi, Habibi. In the shukul hina, it means literally, do you work here, friend? Am I looking like a shopping mall employee? There's one thing I want to say. Whenever I enter, I hold a shopping trolley. I usually play with the shopping trolley. It usually goes in left and right. I try to hold on. Kids around will be looking at me like a crazy man. And for information, I try to take the trolley with a shaking hand, go around, leave the trolley and take another trolley. My bad, that trolley will not go even an inch. So I want to look for the other trolley which I was carrying earlier. Friends, I want to say, my wife was developing new things, a new passion called online shopping. And you know that when one door closes, other door opens. She was going into almost all the doors. Amazon is one. The other thing is called as Noon. And my credit card bill is boom, boom. Every time she goes into the credit card ceiling limits, because I told all my credentials about the credit card to my wife. She goes on and on. Every time when I come to my home evening, she will show that 70% discount I purchase. This is the one you need to have. My house has become like a museum. Almost whichever not required, I was having each and everywhere. And whenever I enter in, I could able to see big, big cartons. I will hit on those cartons and I will ask, what is this big carton for? She bought a small candle, but the carton was this big. I don't know why people are giving this big carton for a small object. This is what I want to look into. I'm praying to God. I want to tell you one more thing. She looked into a 3D augmented technology, virtual video, where artificial jewelry ad came. There was a lady who came in. She was looking like a model, pretty model. And she was telling that, Kitna sundar lehra hai. It means in Hindi. It was in Hindi. But she was telling that how beautiful it is. These words are sufficient for any woman to go and buy. On that day, my wife was literally typing. But thank God, she was very slow in typing that. And she lost that order. I was so satisfied on that day. And I was dreaming on that day. And she was waking me around, telling me, get up, get up. I was having one dream. I want to tell you something. I told, okay, tell me. And she was telling me that I was having a dream that you were purchasing a diamond necklace for me. And I immediately replied her, yeah, I know. The bill was paid by your father, isn't it? Friends, I could not able to sleep that night. You know the reason behind. Dream are the only possibilities. Hope my dream should come true. But my dream and my shopping still continues. Over to you, Propitious Toastmasters.
Such a wonderful speech. We really wish your dream comes true. Congratulations, Toastmaster Vijay Kumar, for completing the Pathways Project 2. Now, our next speaker is Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal. She is attempting Pathways Level 2 Project 3. To evaluate Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal's speech, we have Toastmaster Uman Thomas. Toastmaster Uman Thomas, could you please read out the objectives of the Toastmaster Sheetal speech? Over to you, sir.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening. The speaker is attempting to complete Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring Project. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The second purpose is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Time, 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal. She is attempting Pathways Level 2 Project 3. She is Bachelor's of Dentist, BLC, Pediatrics, Diploma in Cosmetic Dentistry, worked in different Gujarat government companies, run her independent clinic for more than 6 years. According to her, 2020, what a superb roller coaster rider. It is many new learnings, realizations, kind of break in running life. She is enjoying the family, working on her hobbies, developing skills. And now she is presenting her Level 2 Project 3, and her title of the speech is Thank You, Dear Mentors. Over to you, dear Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the wonderful introduction. I hope I am audible and clearly visible.
Yes.
I have learned that the people will forget what you said. Even they will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them to feel. And all my mentors made me feel very special. Dear Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests, good evening. To me, public speaking was a part and parcel of the professional workshops and marketing presentation until I attended the Toastmasters meeting one day. I was amazed to see how impressively one can put up his thoughts and convey the message. Simply superb. Being a workshop presenter, it completely changed my perspective towards the public speaking. With the sole intention of happy audience, I joined the Arabian Toastmasters Club. I picked probably the wrong timing to join the club. And that's because the recently TMI introduced learning through the pathways over the existing structure. And even the senior members of the club did not have a clear idea about the pathways. And so I was less bothered to know more about the Toastmasters curriculum. But my mentor, Toastmaster Arun Vasan, was continuously behind me. In every meeting, he used to ask me, please draft a speech about yourself. He kept on messaging me, Sheetal, please work on your speech. Just pen down whatever come across your mind and we will work on it. Being unaware about the Toastmaster speech projects and the mentoring, I thought, why this man has so much interest in me and want to know more about me? Is this a crazy man? Oh my God. So in spite of all his effort, I kept calm and my journey as a happy audience continued. One day, Toastmaster Agul Shankar joined our club and he presented his icebreaker speech. After hearing that speech, I felt what kind of speech it was. He was talking about himself, boosting himself. Oh my God. The very next day, my mentor messaged me and told, see, doctor, how simple it is to present an icebreaker speech. You just need to introduce yourself to the club. And you know what was my reply? How embarrassing it is to talk about yourself. No, 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 no. The Toastmaster speech projects are not my cup of tea. I guess I had disappointed him that day. But he was so passionate, advanced, and experienced that he never gave up on me. Seeing Toastmaster Arul Shankar and my mentor Toastmaster Vasan join hands together, and somehow they convinced me at least to enroll in the pathways. I remember once our immediate past VP Education Toastmaster Agul Shankar requested my mentor to take the role of acting VPA. And the Toastmaster Vasan was so determined that he grabbed the chance and catch hold on me. Without my confirmation, he booked a speech slot for me and released the meeting agenda in the club group. I was in a checkmate situation and I had to present my first speech exactly 2 years after joining the club. Well, my first speech went very well for me and I felt overwhelmed with the appreciating words from the fellow club members. The credit goes purely to my mentor. Truly said that a mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you can see in yourself and helps to bring it out of you. My mentor is just a perfect example of this. He always gave me a freedom to put up my thoughts and choose the topic of my choice. Thank you, sir, for all your support. Now, I would like to talk about my another mentor. A mediocre mentor tells, a good mentor explains, the superior mentor demonstrates, and the great mentor inspires. Said by Patton, a famous writer, is perfectly suitable to DTM Vijay Kumar. He always offers his helping hand to almost all the Toastmasters in Jubail. Once, when my mentor was not around, I approached DTM Vijay Kumar for the guidance. And within a couple of hours, he compiled my speech from 1200 words to just 700 words without omitting any part from the speech. And that day, I realized why he is called as a Shashi Thakur of the Jubail. He not only helped me to work on my speech draft, but he also gave his time for the live speech rehearsals. With that, I realized how determined and willingness he is to help. This shows that the Toastmaster mentors are always ready to help you to learn, grow, and enjoy. When I'm talking about the mentors, I would like to talk about one of my non-Toastmaster mentors who is very close to my heart, Dr. Srinivas from the Hyderabad. He guided me to complete my research and thesis as a part of my degree curriculum. He developed an enormous confidence in me to perform a research on live patient and take the risk. Wow, what a great mentor he is. He really helped me throughout the degree course. I would like to thank him. To conclude, we must take time to stop and thank the people who make difference in our lives. And today, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you, dear mentors, for showing me the right path and illuminating my mind in the public speaking skills. I will be grateful to all of you throughout my life. Thank you, dear mentors. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal, for completing your project. That was
Thank
a
you, madam.
wonderful about the mentors and their valuable support in developing us. Now, that is the end of the prepared speeches. Can we have the timer report? Toastmaster Milan, can you please? Toastmaster Milan, can you please read out the times?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah. Toastmaster Uday, 7 minutes, 23 seconds. Toastmaster Sheetal, 7 minutes, 19 seconds. Both are qualified. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Milan. Now, may I request Toastmaster Manoj, could you please launch the poll?
Yes, I'll do it.
Dear Toastmasters, please cast your vote when Toastmaster Milan, Manoj, Toastmaster Manoj. Yes, dear Toastmasters, please cast your vote for the best speaker of the day. Five more seconds. Dear Toastmasters, please cast your vote.
We have 3 more persons.
Yeah, that's the only 30 seconds is there. Can you please?
Yeah, just I think 7 seconds more. There are 2 of them more to vote.
Dear Toastmasters, I request please cast the vote for the best speaker.
I'll end the poll now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj, for launching the poll. To conduct the evaluations, we have a wonderful Toastmaster, Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal. He is a chemical engineer working in Sadara Chemical Company, Jubail. According to him, he feels the year 2020 has left for us lots of food for the thought about our purpose, priorities, preferences, and many more. His take is to take thankful with that what he have, rather than complain for what he doesn't. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal as a general evaluator for today's meeting. Toastmaster Rahul Agarwal, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for those wonderful words. And a warm good evening to all the dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Evaluation is the core of any Toastmasters meeting. Evaluation helps an individual to identify his strengths, his weaknesses, and the opportunities to improve one's leadership and communication skills. Evaluation forms the basis for improvement, and it is one of the core strengths of Arabian Toastmasters Club. And today's session is no different, as propitious as any other session. And to conduct the session, I have a team of stalwart Toastmasters who are the pillars of Arabian Toastmasters Club and have adept in conducting the evaluation. Let us commence with the evaluation of the prepared speeches. I would like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Suresh Kumar to conduct the evaluation speech. DTM Suresh is a pioneer and founder member of Arabian Toastmasters Club. He is the past president, the past Area 53 director, and the first Arabian to claim the title of Distinguished Toastmaster. The club has grown by leaps and bounds under his able mentorship and guidance. Please help me welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Suresh Kumar.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Everything is past and nothing in the present. Thank you very much. Fellow Toastmasters, and good evening to all of you, and particularly Toastmaster Vijay Kumar. Toastmaster Uday, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on trying to, for the confidence and courage that you have had displayed today in delivering a very humorous speech. Have you seen a man in a shopping mall with a shopping list, when a woman to go in a shopping mall without a shopping list, but won't go and see what she wants to buy in the shopping mall? I mean, it was humorous from the word go, you know. And these are experiences. Actually, best part of humorous speeches, is that when you are so thoughtful that you bring about day-to-day experiences, which every one of us have gone through, and every married man knows what you're talking about. It makes it very interesting. I'm sure if this was only not a virtual platform and it was on in a normal meeting, you would have had pearls of laughter all around, and you would have had to stop your speech at many occasions to have people listen for the laughter to die down. It was really wonderful. Very well very well thoughtfully crafted speech, and went in very nice order till the end. With lots of strings and pearls of jokes coming in. Now, all that is very good about the humorous part of it, and I, for one, cannot comment on that because I'm very weak at that. And you've done brilliantly. So there's nothing much to say about the humor. It was really good. Now, how you can enhance this humorous speech to make it sound better? This is what I want to say. So first of all, for a humorous speech, for when the humor has to sink in, between each joke, or there'll always be peals of laughter. You should give a little bit of gap for the thought to sink in. And before we laugh and we enjoy the laughter, you're entering to the second joke, and we have to strain our ears to that. So that it has to be thoughtfully delivered when it comes to humorous speech. Now, there's something called speaking up, which all of us should avoid, which many of us do. Newton's third law, jeans plus legging is jegging. Why so expensive then? Speaking up. If you listen to you do the recording and you listen to it, 70% of the speech, the last word goes up on a higher intonation. It's called speaking up, which is something which all speakers should avoid. And then sometimes we tend to think in our native language and translate into English. There's nothing called big, bada, or, like that kind of thing. Morning, I went, like subay, I went, like, those kind of things are not part of English. So big is big. There's no big, okay? So these things we need to consciously avoid. Otherwise, I mean, these are things which, because we are trying to develop ourselves to good English speakers. So it has to be essentially English. I'm not trying to borrow the accent of Americans or anything, but at least grammatically, we should be correct. That's all I'm asking you to do. It was otherwise you are a very skillful speaker. Please practice these small nuances, and you are there as a champion. All the best. Over to you, Mr. Dilibad.
Thank you, DTM Suresh Kumar, for this very insightful evaluation. I'm sure it is benefiting not only the speaker, but also all the listeners in the meeting. Is really give an insight on how to improve and how to do humorous speech.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dilibad. I said small nuances. Purposely I said that.
Yes.
Chota.
Thank you again. Moving on to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal, we have another stalwart distinguished Toastmaster, Omen Thomas. He is the past president of the club, a calm, disciplined, and committed personality. To him, year 2020 came up as a wake-up call. We realized that there is a superpower that controls us. It also gave us the opportunity to spend time with our near and dear ones. We realized new ways of doing our routine work and communicating with others. And with the vaccination drive around the corner, he is very hopeful that things will improve and tomorrow will be much, much better. With these words, I request DTM Omen Thomas to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good evening once again. First of all, let me congratulate the speaker, Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal, for delivering a wonderful speech, right from the title of the speech. Thank you, dear mentors. That's the right thing to say, because mentor spends a lot of time and effort for the mentees, and she has acknowledged that. And going into your speech, you have explained in detail how your mentor assigned by the club had helped you to deliver your speech. You took a lot of time and you were worried why he is following up. But then you realized the importance of it, and you gave full details how he helped you to deliver your speech, first speech especially. Then you went on to the next evaluator, who is a mentor for many, and how he helped you in mentoring, in delivering your speech. And the third, but not the least, your doctor mentor, Dr. Srinivas. You not only covered Toastmasters, but covered your professional life too. Throughout your speech, you explained how well they had helped you in coming up in your life. And you are grateful to all the mentors. That's great. Having said that, in Toastmasters, we are here for improvement. One of the purposes of the speech was to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. You have covered a large portion in your speech, but if one or two sentences, what is meant by Toastmasters, mentoring in Toastmasters, that would have enhanced your speech overall, because that was one of the purposes of your speech. That could be given some importance. Otherwise, you did your job very well. You thanked all your mentors, and you have explained how they helped in your life. Wish you all the best, and see you in coming up with much more better speeches. And I'm sure you will be a champion speaker. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Oman Thomas, for a splendid evaluation. And all the Toastmasters are really feel blessed to have such blessing from our mentors in the Arabian fraternity. Thank you, sir. So that concludes the speech evaluations. And again, a splendid job as usual. And now I request to give a virtual round of applause to our evaluators. Moving ahead, may I request Toastmaster Milan to present the timers report, please?
Yeah, Toastmaster, good evening, fair Toastmaster, once again. Toastmaster Suresh took 3 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Uman took 2 minutes 40 seconds. Both are eligible, qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Milan. And now I request vote counter, Toastmaster Manoj, to put up the voting ballot on the screen, please.
Yes.
I request everyone to submit your vote. Yeah, is the voting completed?
No, we have 3 more votes to come.
Okay. We'll wait for like 10 seconds.
Yes.
Is a request everyone to cast their vote.
I'll end the polling now.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. And now moving on, I would like to call upon the grammarian and word master, Toastmaster Arun Vasan. The floor is yours. Please request to present your report.
Thank you, General Redwell. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, once again. It was a fantastic session. I had 1 hour of absolute delight in listening to such creative words. So let me start with the good usages, and let me start with the word of the day. It was already used by Toastmaster Ravish and Toastmaster Vasanthi, and I think Toastmaster Rahul, yourself, and the Toastmaster Vijay Kumar also used. In case I missed out someone, please excuse. Online is very tough to catch. All right. So the good words which I liked, and it's since it's a very sincere personal opinion, some might like it or some might not. So these words really impressed me because I know you require to put in a lot of thoughts to get out those words. So to start with, learn and relearn, someone said, it was very nice. Unprecedented, it was very good. Someone used been there and done that. That was also excellent. Immense agility, that was good again for me. Close eye, human change, then climate change. I think that was a great composition, if I could say so. Active mobile hours. I have not heard this more before. It was first time. The title was good. Hope my dreams come true. And yeah, the joke where it was like find out women have to find out what they really want was excellent one. Get that and get away. I think that was a very catchy phrase, totally original. Then noon, that supplier guy with boom boom was a beautiful one. Then house has become a museum. That was excellent. And envisions mentoring, we need to remember that. And how you made, one second, I just need to add some. How you made you feel, that mentors, how you make them feel. Yeah, that quote was also very good. What more than important than what we say, how you make the person feel is excellent. And just pen down, is this a crazy man? I need to take care of Sheetal there. I was in a checkmate situation, was very good, more talent and okay, and thoughtfully delivered. Peals of laughter was excellent. And I think you choose to call Uman Thomas from principal to scholar. You have not left him out in your appreciation. And Superpower, who controls us, was excellent. And some of the wrong usage, which I thought is not so appropriate. Someone said children's. I think no need to add S. It's children is more than enough. And then there was usage of picked up. I thought probably progressed would have been much better there. And thunderous rounds of applause. I think thunderous round of applause is enough. Rounds is not required there. And credit card will be skyrocket. It's how it ended. I thought it should be credit card will be skyrocketing. That continuous tense was missing. And there was usage of thank you, sir. I think we don't need to call anyone sir in the Toastmasters club. There is a designation. You can always go for that DTM, TM, and no need to sir anyone here. We all are equal. And from the Hyderabad, I think from Hyderabad would be enough. And read out the times. I think it should have been read out the time taken. A couple of pronunciation, I felt it wasn't correct. It should be accolades, and that it's aids, like accolades, and mediocre, and that R is silent there. And thanks to DTMs, I shouldn't be naming it, sorry. Someone said speaking up, that was the first time in our club. We got to learn that, and thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun Vasan, for that detailed report. And it also elaborates how keen an observer you are. I'm sure all your mentees strive to become the perfectionist. Is you really highlight the correct usage of language, the pronunciations, and the grammar. Thank you for that. Next, I request Toastmaster Nilesh Verma to present his report for the counter.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluators, fellow Toastmaster, friends and guests. Good evening again. Here is my counter report. Toastmaster Vasanti 1 5 pose. Toastmaster Arun Vasan 1 2 filler. DTM Vijay Kumar 1 5 fillers. And Toastmaster Sital 1 pose. And for remaining all, I have noticed none. At least for me, I have not noticed for them. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilesh Verma, for that counter report, and is really give opportunity to avoid the fillers and is improve on the speech style. Having done with the evaluations, it is my turn now to give my evaluation of the overall meeting proceedings. The theme of the day, 2020, the year that went by, was very aptly selected for the time when year 2020 is about to pass by and year 2021 is knocking at the door. Toastmaster Vasanti did a fabulous job and he excelled in his role as usual. The meeting agenda and the Zoom invite was sent out in advance, and this helped to make good participation in the event. The meeting startup time was delayed by a couple of minutes, and this was due to the setting up of the electronic voting ballots, so that can be looked upon to prepare in advance. The good thing was there were no last minute changes in the roles of assignees or the speakers or the evaluators. And thankfully, there were no technical glitches during the meeting. Overall, I enjoyed my role as a general evaluator, and I thank the VP Education for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul, for the wonderful evaluation session with your team. I am sure speakers will benefit and improve their future speeches. It's time for a break. Let's back after 5 minutes to have a wonderful awareness session on International Speech Contest. Let's have a break for 5 minutes, dear Toastmasters. It's a formal time. You can have your time now.
Good evening.
Scholar.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Not be telling, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, DTM Suresh.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Das Babu.
President.
Welcome, DTM Vekidas, for the meeting.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening.
You really inspire us.
The Program Quality Director of Divisional.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can we listen to the feedback from Amira? Or can you ask her to?
I think we should hear from the guests because we all meet quite often. At least guests can speak out.
She's the guest.
Yes, I was really amazed listening to those speakers, how they spoke, how they delivered the message, how they use the verbal and non-verbal communication. So it was really caught my attention. And I really liked how they presented to us. And I wish that someday, inshallah, I'll present and stand by doing or presenting clear messages to you guys. Thank you. And very good luck for you guys.
Thank you.
For members who joined late, Amira, like I should call her now Toastmaster Amira, is my guest and my colleague.
Yes.
Welcome to Arabian Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Amira.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Welcome, Toastmaster Amira, to the club.
Thank you, dear.
You will enjoy. We assure you that you will enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm enjoying. Excellent.
Good. All the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, any more guests who can share their thoughts with us?
Poonamji.
Sir, it's very nice.
Thank you.
I joined first time and just I evaluate all the things, like what is happening is there. All speakers are very good. All speeches are very nice. Story is very nice. That 99 ka fair kind of. That story is very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Poonam. Thanks for those nice words, and you have inspired us today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We have, I think, Araj Khan, our area director.
Are we in the business session or break?
Now we're in the break. Like surely,
Suresh is not able to speak. That is the issue.
No. I love to talk, not speak during the break.
She will go down like anything. When they are in the real frame of mind, one hour, another one speech session is on. So let's from them.
We will invite officially our area director, Toastmaster Araj Khan, and our divisional PQD after the workshop to give their felicitation speech, for sure.
Aro Joseph, how the things?
Yes, sir. Fine. Going on.
No, sir. You are very quiet.
Yes, sir.
No, his mic is muted.
Yeah.
No, mic is muted,
He
but
may-
he should be able to listen.
No, that's right. Maybe he's not near the phone.
No,
Otherwise,
he is.
He's there.
he's there.
Mr. Das, thank you very much. I'm doing well. Thank
Good,
you.
good. Nice to hear your voice.
Yeah, that is what I am telling you. Do not listen.
Meeting.
You're beginning to look like Santa Claus.
Christmas season. No?
Voice is breaking.
You know, DTM Suresh in
Yes.
Bengali, though I'm Oriya, in Bengali, people used to say one word, Darun. You know, Darun means dangerously beautiful, smart.
Darun or Daru?
Darun, Darun.
Darun, Darun.
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 That something
Darun, yes.
very beautiful.
Yes. That's a Sanskrit word.
Darun.
It's used in Telugu and other languages as well.
Yeah, that in Bengali they say Darun. If I say somebody is dangerously smart, you know.
Like you.
That's a phrase
Like
for
you.
that's a phrase for Jose or for woman.
Today, huh?
Sorry. That's a phrase for Jose or woman.
Today.
I didn't get you.
No,
It's for you.
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was it? I thought it was Jose or woman.
Sorry for interrupting. Sorry. Let's start. 5 minutes ended. Shall we go to the meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Welcome back all. Before we start the third session of the day, I would like to request Toastmaster Manoj to launch the poll for the best assignee of today's meeting. Toastmaster Manoj, can you please launch the poll for the best assignee for the today's meeting? Toastmaster Manoj, are you there?
It's there.
Yeah,
I launched it.
yeah, thank you. Dear Toastmasters, I request you to please cast your vote for the best assignee of today's meeting. Toastmaster Manoj, can you please update?
We have 4 more votes to come in.
Can you please update the time, Toastmaster Manoj?
Seconds more.
Dear Toastmasters, please cast your vote for the best assignee, best role player of the.
I'm ending the poll here.
Yes. Can you please, Toastmaster Manoj?
I'll share the results now.
No, don't share the results. Please, Master Manoj, keep
okay.
it with you.
This will be after the workshop, please.
Yeah, sure.
Let's proceed with the final session of today's meeting. Workshop International Speech Contest. The speaker is having bachelor's in electronic engineering and master's in international business. He has 5 years experience as a project engineer with Honeywell, 1 year as DCS engineer with SABIC. According to him, the year was an oxymoron. It was different for everyone as everyone had to face different challenges of COVID-19. Yet, all were together facing the same COVID-19. I request Toastmaster Vijay Kumar, DTM Vijay Kumar, to take charge of today's contest, the international.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. The Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Let me just share my screen. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can see.
So before I start my workshop, I would like to play a few video clips for you guys. So enjoy.
What? All you all think smoking kills? Let me tell you something. Do you know that the amount of people dying from diabetes are 3 times as many people dying from smoking? Yet if I pulled a Snicker bar, nobody would say anything. An inner voice said, "You are an idiot." Then another voice, "Reach out. Reach out. I can handle it." Lifted the car almost in.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm a dreamer, I'm a speaker, and I learned the unfailing quality of unconditional love from my wife. I was broken, and I've been broken, lost, and broke many times in my life. But the people in my life were able to reach into the trash can and make me whole again. If it was up to me, I would have never been able to do that. And this is why if you have great people in your life, no matter how broke, how lost, or how broken you become, they can piece you back together. Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at you, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. Oh.
Dear Arabians, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very warm good evening and welcome to my workshop today on how to prepare for an international speech contest. Now, before I proceed, can anyone unmute themselves and tell me who were the 3 speakers that I had shown before?
Mohammad Kathani, Dhananjaya, and other one I don't know.
He's Vasilev, Christian Vasilev. All 3 of them, thank you very much. Yes, Dhananjaya Hitarachi, Pragyan Vasilev, and our very own from Saudi Arabia. These are all 3 world champions from Toastmasters International. They won the World Championship of Public Speaking. And they're 3 of my favorite winners. Each have very unique styles, very different type of speeches, and they all won the international speech contest. So instead of telling you how to prepare for international speech contest, I thought, what is the best way to help our newer Toastmasters and maybe even a bit more seasoned Toastmasters in progressing and achieving their dreams and goals of an international speech contest. So instead of telling you how to prepare, I'm going to tell you about how I prepare for an international speech contest. Because the truth is, there is many different ways you can skin the goat. There's many different ways that you can prepare for an international speech contest. Some will work for everyone, some will work for a few people. It all depends on the type of speaker, learner you are. So I will go today and talk about how I prepare for my international speech contest. And if you take away something from that, that's my goal tonight. Please feel free to pause, stop me anytime and ask any questions. Just unmute yourself and ask the question. Now, how many of you have heard this statement? Winning does not matter. Participation does. I'm sure everyone would have heard this. It's said almost at the end of every contest. You know, before the winners are announced, maybe the chief judge goes on stage, maybe the master of ceremonies goes on stage and says, you know, you all did an amazing job. You participated. That's what matters. You know, winning is just, for namesake. It's true But if this is the mindset you have when you are entering an international speech contest, then you will not win. You need to go into start preparing for international speech contest with the goal of winning the international speech contest. You need to take away from your mind that ifs and buts and just fix in your mind saying that this year is my year. I have a message to deliver and I want to go and win. Participation is not enough. Once the trophies are announced, the results are done, yes, you can console yourself with this, but this should not be your mindset when you go. This is very important for international speech, especially because an international speech, you are going to deliver a message, a powerful message that will connect with your audience members. And if you don't have that feeling for the message, if you don't feel that your message is a winning message, then you're not going to win, no matter how good you prepare, how well you prepare for your speech. So start preparing like you're going to be the world champion of public speaking. Now, how to get started? May I open the floor to our audience members, and please throw out any ideas that you have in your mind on how to get started.
Get a good message which is personalized message with a content.
Exactly.
And work on that. If you have passion, you can have passion only if you have your own experience. When you talk about your own experience, then only that passion will come.
Perfect. Exactly. You must start with an idea, your own message. Anybody else?
Frame a problem within first few sentences.
Frame a problem is maybe you're going to answer the problem for your international speech. Perfect.
The idea should be a common idea, not a personal one.
That can also work.
Okay,
So
to draft an inspiring story, a personal story.
Exactly. So the basic idea, the basic underlying message of what all the answers I've received today is, first you need to get an idea, a message.
Your own idea and your message, it should be delivered with proper vocabulary and proper diction and proper body language, which will be attractive to your audience. That is very much important.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rechi. That's exactly what is the key of delivering international speech, an international speech. So to start off, the way you start in drafting is to find the message. Many times I find myself, I have an idea, I have a theme, I have a message that I would like to deliver. And that's one of my starting point. But if I don't have a message, if I don't have a message that I would like to deliver that I don't feel is strong enough, I go for a personal story, a very strong personal story which I feel connected with. And this is precisely what all our audience members have already told today. Toastmaster Richi, Toastmaster Milan, Toastmaster Rahul, that you must start with a personal story. Personal is the key here. It must be yours. It must be your experience. It must be something that the audience has not heard before. Now, the message should be one main idea. One of the many issues that I find with different, especially the newer speakers, is that they try to put too many different messages and try to deliver international speech. No. Please go and watch all the champion speakers. They have one idea, one message is very clear and very obvious to all the audience. And that is the key part here. And don't worry, when you're starting to draft your speech, your message can evolve as you start developing your idea. So don't worry about being fixed to one idea and then trying to cram your draft or your speech to that one idea that you started off with. No, it can evolve. The more stories you add, your message can change. Maybe you choose a different story. The message will change a little bit. So the best place to start is either to have a good, strong message and then try to fit your story around it, or have a personal story, your own personal story from your life or somebody close to you, and and then develop from there. Now, after you have your message and your personal story and you start to develop your speech draft, the next question you need to ask is it relatable? You don't want to come up with a, a message or a story, and you find out that the audience does not really connect with what you're trying to deliver. And this is where it is very important, right at the beginning, when you start to develop your idea, when it's still in the infancy stage, to go to your mentor. Because you don't want to go through the whole speech, develop your whole speech, and then go to your mentor and then find out that your speech draft is not meeting the requirements of international speech. So at the beginning, talk to your mentor, talk to your family members, talk to your club members, whoever it is, whoever you feel comfortable with, whoever you trust, whoever knows the kind of speaker you are. Always ask this question: is this relatable? Is my message, do you like my message? Do you understand the message I'm trying to give? This
Master Vijay, can I add one thing?
Yes, please.
What I said here is what I learned from Toastmaster Suresh, Toastmaster PJJ Anthony, and Toastmaster Jospe Cartel, whom I consider as my mentors. So it's very important that you reach to the person who have the capability to guide you properly. That is one of the most important thing to reach to become a good speaker. Thank you.
Yes, of course. You need to reach out to people who are more, seasoned and more experienced Toastmasters. But obviously, that is obviously there. But for newer Toastmasters who are still developing their speeches, who are still going, foraying into their public speaking skills, the people who you trust, that is, I feel, is more important. Because maybe for me, I have the strongest trust relationship with DTM Suresh. Like it was my DTM Suresh is he's my mentor from the beginning, and I have no issues in giving my speech to him. But for some other person, maybe the speaker, the person who they've been assigned as a mentor, maybe they're not comfortable yet because they're still new, they're still fresh. But once you develop that bond, once you develop that trust, then obviously it doesn't matter who you go to, you'll be able to accept and receive their ideas, their criticism, and their messages. So this is the message I want to give to especially the newer Toastmasters, that if go to the person you trust, obviously they should have that competency to give you the right message, the right way, to guide you the right way, so that when you receive their message, when you receive their feedback, that you take it in the right positive manner. So once you generate the idea, you have a message, maybe a personal story, and you've asked around, you found out that, okay, my message is relevant, it is relatable, it is current, it is not outdated, it is not offensive. Then you go on to the next part, to develop the speech. Now, when developing the speech, you must keep in mind the judges' criteria. After all, it is a competition, and you will be judged based on a certain specific guidelines. So this is what the judges have in front of them when they're listening to your speech. The first major part is about this content, and the content is split into three stages, three steps. First one is the speech development. Speech development is basically how you have drafted your speech. Does it have an opening? Does it have a body? Does it have a conclusion? How is the message that you're trying to deliver drafted? The stories is involved, how it is transitioning from one point to one point. What are the quotes? How are you supporting the message you're trying to deliver? The second part is the effectiveness. The message you're trying to deliver, is it what the audience understands? Many times I found that I've drafted a speech with some specific message in my mind, but after I deliver it, I find that the audience has understood it a different way. So this is where the effectiveness comes. The judge will try to understand, okay, this is what he's trying to say, this is what the speaker is trying to deliver, and the content that he has put into the speech draft is helping achieve the purpose of the message you're trying to deliver. So this is the effectiveness. And the third one is the speech value. The speech value basically says that the message or the idea or the theme that you're delivering actually has some importance to the audience members. Is it relevant? Is it relatable? Is it something that we can use in our life? Is it something that can inspire us? So this is the speech value. So the message is also, again, the message is the message, the message. This is very important. It has to be relatable. It has to be logical. It has to be something that everyone and anyone can take home. The next set of judging criteria is the delivery for your of your speech, the physical, the voice, and the manner. Now, I feel this is very subjective. Some judges like over dramatized. Some judges like simple delivery. For example, the third speaker I had shown, Dhananjaya Hitajari. If you watch his speech, there is no over dramatization. It's just smooth, fluid delivery, walking from one part of the stage to the other stage, and he won. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Vasilev, his was a more dramatized version of his of speech delivery. The way he was changing the tire, the noises he made, and then he also won the speech. And obviously Toastmaster Katani, very humorous. His voice, the way he was able to bring out characters with his voice modulation, the mannerisms that he brought, acting out as a scientist, as a nerd, as a son. Again, a very different type of speech, and he also won. So don't worry too much about what type of speech or delivery I need to give to win. No, just make sure that what you do is what you're comfortable with. Doesn't have too many awkward mannerisms. The voices obviously has to be good, and the physics. You use the stage well. Well, obviously we're in a Zoom platform, so you need to figure out how to use it properly. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's on the judge's perspective. Each judge judges this differently. And the last set of criteria is about the language. When you go into a higher level of competition, maybe a division and district, everyone comes up with a really good story. Everyone comes with a good message. Everyone has practiced their delivery a lot. But I find the difference comes, the few points where it goes between winning and losing comes down to the language. The appropriateness of the words that you use. Is it clear? Is it able to, our audience members able to understand what you're trying to say? Are you using the right phrases and idioms? Are you very casual? This is where it comes to the appropriateness of your language and the correctness, the grammar, the pronunciation, word selection. Although we're not native English speakers, this is something we need to work on, especially in an international speech. It can pass maybe in a humorous speech or table topics, or maybe even an evaluation. The grammatical mistakes can pass through, no problem. But in an international speech, this is something that can stand you out, stand you apart from your competition. If the way, the grammar, the sentence structures, the literary devices that you use, this is where it will help you a lot. And obviously, if you're not native speakers, you're not used to it, this is something you need to develop. You need to start working on this. We can't give the excuse that we're not native speakers of English. We don't understand the English grammar or language. No, this is something we need to consciously work on and develop the skill. Now you're ready to develop the idea. You've understood, you have an idea, you have a message, you've understood what the judging criteria is, and now it's time to develop the idea. So obviously the basic of any speech is to have an opening, a body, and a conclusion. This is something that you cannot forget. This is the basic. The opening. You have about 30 seconds to 1 minute to grab the attention of the audience. If you lose your attention in the opening, rest assured that they will not be connected to your speech for the rest of the speech, no matter how great of a message it is. Second is make it relevant to the message you're trying to deliver. Your whole speech is about that one message, that one sentence that you want the audience to take home. From the beginning till the end, this is what you're trying to deliver. Often I've seen younger Toastmasters, they start with a quote which they really like. The quote is amazing, but it has nothing to do with the speech, the message they're delivering. So the opening is a very key element of your speech. You have about 30 seconds to 1 minute to grab the attention of the audience, and you can lengthen it up maybe up to 2 minutes, but not more than that. Use this time very effectively. Choose the right words or right actions, right props, whatever it is. grab the attention of the audience, and make sure that it is relevant to the message you're delivering. Now, the body. There are many ways you can structure a speech. There are a lot of documentation outside. There are a lot of documentations available, about speech craft. Each mentor will give you a different idea, different philosophy. So I will give you some of the tips or some of the thought process I go through, or elements that I try to incorporate in my speech craft. So these are called my tips. So first one is tagline. This is something that I really believe in, that if you have a tagline throughout your speech, it will allow the audience to remember your speech more. Even though it's been almost 3-4 years since I've delivered multiple speeches, and people still remember the key phrases from my international speeches. My what if speech, for example, the other side from my previous international speech, ripple effect. Even our Toastmaster Chinmay Lanka, one of his club speeches, he has given a tagline of "So what?" And the Toastmaster hitter, the world champion Dhananjaya, "I see something in you." So the tagline is a very effective tool for you to structure your body around, for the audience to remember, your speech. And if the tagline is something that relates to your message, all the very more. Now, when it comes to personal stories, the question that I often get is, do I use one story or do I do 2 or 3 stories? How many stories is enough? Again, it depends on how you draft your speech. I've given speeches with 1 big story. I've given speeches with 3 short stories. And ultimately, they both worked. You have 5 to 7 minutes. So if you're using 2 to 3 short stories, it has to be extremely short, maybe 1 minute each. 1 minute, 2 minutes. And then you go into the meat of your message and deliver it. So it already depends on your speech craft. But keep in mind that suppose you're using multiple stories, that it is all in line with the message that you are trying to deliver. So if at all you take something away from my workshop today, keep this in mind, that the message is the key. And this is what should be prevalent throughout your speech. Another important thing which I feel has a lot of impact in international speech is the transitions. Transitions are important, especially with neo Toastmasters. What I've found is that they go from one part of their speech to the next part, and it's very obvious that they're moving from one message to another part of their speech, from their opening, from their body. And from the opening, they move to their body, and then from body to the conclusion. The audience can realize, okay, the speaker is moving from the speech. But in international speech, you need to make it seamless. It should be like a movie where you don't know where it started and it ended and it's done. So the transitions are a really important part of your speech craft. Another thing I would like to recommend is about the props. It should support your speech and not take over. Many times the prop is the star of the speech, and that takes away the audience's focus, away from your speech, your message. It takes their focus puts their focus onto the props instead. So avoid anything flashy or something that is always constantly there bothering you. Again, I would like to point out Toastmaster Dhananjaya's speech. He had a rose. At the beginning, he took it out, put it in the dustbin, and then at the end of the speech, again, he picked it up. And that is how you use a prop. It is there only to support and not to take over your speech. And the final one is amplify your strengths. Obviously, as a speaker, the more you develop, the more you're you're into Toastmastering and delivering speeches, the more skill sets you will develop, the more strengths you will have. But until it becomes a strength of yours, don't try to do something which you're not comfortable with. For me, I found that I'm not that strong in giving humorous international speeches. I've got many comments, many feedback that you need to add a bit more humor into your speech. That's how you will win. But I've gone up to district I won a district without a humorous speech, without adding a humorous element into my speech. So I identified my strength is to deliver a powerful message with a powerful speechcraft and with sincerity. That's my strength, and that is what I play on. But that doesn't mean that I will never use humor in my speech. No, this is something that I'm trying to work on. And once it becomes my strength, then I will incorporate it into my international speech. So I recommend the same thing for our Toastmasters. If body gestures and moving around a lot, dramatization is not your cup of tea, don't do it. It is not required to win an international speech. If humor is something that you're really good at, use that. Don't worry about it, being more humorous in international speech. No. Identify your strengths, see what you're good at, and stick to that. And in the off season, outside of contests, develop your new skills, new strengths. Add it to your add the feathers to your cap. And once you've added it, then start implementing into international speech. Then we come to the conclusion. Again, remind the audience of your message. Tell your message in a different way, but make sure that it is the message you're trying to deliver. If you have a call to action, this is the time you inspire the audience to go ahead and achieve what your message is asking them to achieve. And be remembered. The opening and the conclusion are the best places for you to leave the most impact in your speech. Start strong and finish strong. These are the places, where you will leave a lasting impression. So don't, have a meek conclusion where you just say, thank you all for your time and giving me this opportunity. None of that. Be there, deliver your message, and walk off stage. Leave a lasting impression. Again, throughout your speech development process, ask this question: is it still relatable? Is your message, is your story, is your speechcraft, is it still relatable to the audience? Once you have developed your speech, deliver it to your mentor, deliver it to your family member, maybe deliver it to your club president or club excom, and ask them and get their feedback. See if the message that you wanted to give is what they've understood. This is a very important question that you need to keep asking yourself until you, because if the audience does not get the message you're trying to deliver, then you've already lost. And this is where your mentors can really help. For me, my transition from division to district speech was phenomenal, because I spent so much time with DTM Suresh and Toastmasters Neha, and also the club had presented, I had prepared mass mentoring for me. I got so much feedback. I got so much changes in my speech, because I asked this question: is it still relatable? And they said, no, Vijay, you need to add something more, because it's still not getting there. In fact, one of the stories that I added in my in the district level speech was because of Toastmasters Neha. She told, Vijay, your speech is still missing something. We understood, we get where your message is coming from, but it's still not hitting. It's still not hitting us in the head. You need to add a small story. And that's when she suggested adding a story about where I got into accident and a Saudi boy came to help me. So these are the things where your mentors can, or an outsider, somebody who's seeing your speech from outside of your perspective, can add that flavor. And if you don't ask this question, is it relatable, then they may never give you that feedback. So this is a very important question. Finally, it is time to deliver the idea. Like I said, play to your strengths, be yourself. Don't try on an accent or a body, tick or body movement, which is not you. Because I found, you see this, especially with youth leaders. With youth leaders, they're still developing, they're still figuring out who they are as a speaker. So nothing against them, but it is more obvious there when they deliver the speech. Most of the youth leaders almost speak similarly. They have a same type of accent and they have same type of modulations, because they're learning from each other and they're all about the same level. So it becomes very clear that, this is not something who they are. This also becomes obvious to newer Toastmasters or Toastmasters who are trying something which they're not comfortable with. We can, judges and audience members can get that feeling, can get that feedback, get that underlying, what can you say? That it's not authentic, the way you deliver. So be yourself. If this is how this is who you are, this is who you are. Work on it, make it better, but don't lose the essence of who you are as a speaker. We want to hear your authenticity. We don't want to hear something, which we have seen from some other platform. We want to see who you are. Practice it. Don't perfect it. When you perfect it, it becomes more of a staged dramatization of a speech. I feel that if you perfect it, you lose out the authenticity or the meaning that you're trying to deliver, because it becomes more of a performance than a delivery of a message. So practice it until you can, pick up the speech from whichever part of the draft you're in. Maybe from the third paragraph, you can continue. Maybe from the opening, from the conclusion. That is, practice it so that you, no matter what distractions may happen on a Zoom platform, or somebody might turn on their mic, even if you lose your train of thought, you should be able to immediately pick up. That is, practice it, but don't perfect it to a point where it becomes very obvious that it is practiced to perfection, and then it's more of a performance than a speech than a message delivery. And say it like you mean it. This will become very easy if the story and the message you're delivering is yours and you believe in it. If you don't believe in the message or the story that you're delivering, this is very important for international speech, because you're there to deliver a message again and again. This is the key highlight of this workshop, delivering the message. And if you don't mean it, if you don't feel the message, then there is no point on you walking onto the stage. So say it like you mean it. And the easiest way is to pick a message, to pick a personal story that is yours, and that's something that you believe in. And here are some other tips that I would like to share with you, because these are some of the questions that I've received from other budding Toastmasters, let's say. Whether to use quote or not to quote. This is something which, it depends, but don't overquote. If you have a very strong opening quote, use it, and then get on with your message, your story, your thoughts, your ideas. We've all heard the quotes, we have read this somewhere or the other. So you're not adding anything new to us as an audience member. But if you find a quote that is enhancing your speech to a big degree, then okay, no problem. Have it in opening, maybe in your conclusion, but that's about it. Don't overquote, because this is something that anyone can read online. We want to hear what you have to say. Speech craft is important. Again, don't underestimate the importance of speech craft. Sometimes I see speakers, they have a very rough draft and they try to cover it up with flowery language or, nice body gestures or voice modulation. No, but the higher you go in the competition, the way you have crafted your speech plays a major role. So work on it. If you're not a native writer of English language, seek help, hit the books, start learning, read a lot of essays. You have tons of information material available. Learn from them. Don't copy them. Learn from them. See how authors have drafted speeches. Listen to World Champions of Public Speaking. Enhance your skill. Part of Toastmastering is to improve, right? So learn how to write better speeches. It is not something that can happen just because you're competing in next month. No, it's something you work on throughout the year. Every time you write a speech, work on the speech craft. Don't depend on your mentor or somebody else who can write well for them to write your speech craft. No, that is not how it's supposed to work. The mentors will help you. They will support you in, taking in the right, adding that fine bits of fine tuning, which can take your speech to the next level. That's their job, but not to write the speech for you. So learn this craft, how to craft a speech. Learn this skill, improve on it. Next is work on your pronunciation. Again, like our generally word master and grammarian today, Toastmaster Arun Vasan pointed out today, there are many words which are mispronounced, and it is pronunciation is a big part. It's a key role, because if a simple word is mispronounced, that is what will be stuck in your head, the audience member's head. Especially for me, if someone mispronounces a common word, then my mind will be on that word. No, that's not how you pronounce it. So this takes away from the attention of your speech. It takes away the focus from what you're trying to deliver. So if it's a difficult word, then don't use that word. If it's not, if you don't know how to pronounce it. But whatever word you put in your speech craft, Google it. Now you have a lot of resources online. Listen to native speakers of the language and identify what is the right way to pronounce it, and practice it that way. These are the parts which will help you when you travel up the ladder in the competition. The pronunciation, the speech craft, the English grammar. This is where it will make you stand out as a speaker and as a Toastmaster. Bring your unique perspective to everyday stories. One of the main questions I get asked is, Vijay, I don't know where to start. I don't know. I have a story, but I don't know if this is big enough. The second speaker I had showed you on the video, Toastmaster Vasilev, his whole speech is about changing a tire. It's a very common activity. It's not something great, not something inspirational. No, it's something about just changing a tire. But he brought his own unique perspective to it. And that is what helped him win the world championship. So don't worry about how big of a story. You don't have to go and then save somebody's life or jump in front of a bullet for you to come and deliver international speech. You don't have to have cancer. You don't have to have, gone through hell and then come back to deliver international speech. No. A unique perspective on an everyday common story also can deliver that powerful message. So keep on the lookout of this. This is something which I was forced to do this year because of the Zoom platform. Especially when working with DTM Suresh and Toastmasters Neha, they made me rewatch my videos. They asked me to go through again, and then because they would give me some tips and then say, go watch the video and then connect to what we're trying to say. And I found that this was one of the most useful tips most useful tool for me, because we often feel that we delivered in a certain way. In our head, our delivery or the way we said something is, we have a different perspective in our head, but when we actually listen to it, it's completely different. So do watch your record your speeches when you deliver it, and then watch it and learn from it and improve from it. Understand your stage. Well, this year it's all going to be online. So this is a Zoom platform. So you need to figure out what's the best way for the audience to look at you delivering the message. Maybe work on your background, the lighting, the audio quality, the internet connection. You may have to invest some amount of money to get all this correct. I had a lot of help from Toastmaster Sheetal last year when I was going to practice, compete in district, to help me with the lighting and the background. I got a lot of feedback, So this is a very important part of your speech process this year. When you go, when we talk about actual physical stage, that's something maybe for next year, and we can come back to that. But for this year, it is your Zoom platform. Understand that, practice that. Pick some Zoom meeting with any of our club members, any of your mentor, and then put the stage and then deliver in front of them. Let them comment not only on your speech, but also on the lighting, the stage. So this is something you need to keep in mind, and this is the few areas which will help you deliver your message in the best possible way. And finally, enjoy the process. Don't worry about, don't take too much stress. Don't worry about whether am I going to do well or not? No, fix it in your mind. You're going to win. Enjoy the process and go ahead and deliver the message that you want to deliver. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope the workshop today will help you take the right step towards your international speech journey. Obviously, we're all there, starting with DTM Suresh, DTM Woman Thomas, DTM Ajit Kumar, and myself. We're all available to help you, to guide you, to mentor you, achieve and bring laurels to not only Arabian Toastmasters, but also the Toastmaster fraternity in Saudi Arabia. Now, I would like to open the floor to any questions, if there are any.
I have one. Vijay, let me want to kick off.
Please, Toastmaster.
Spoke about practice, but not to the level of perfectionism. You said somewhere, leave it somewhere in between. And I guess you wanted that we tend to be a little bit more spontaneous, more natural. Don't overdo it. What was the exact message, Yanni? Because somewhere I've heard that you practice it to a stage where even the act that it is natural and very innocent should also come to you naturally. So I was not able to get that message clearly. If you can spend a minute or two, it will be nice.
Yeah, the basically practice it, don't perfect it. What I've seen is that some, so I've received some drafts where people have written their speech draft, and they have another column next to their speech where they mention at this point I need to be at this point of the stage. At this point I need to have my right hand, up here. I need to have my left hand over here. And this is something which I feel takes away the authenticity from the speech, your speech delivery. So when you're trying to perfect some speech where even a small miss in your delivery, and you start freaking out because it's not what you've practiced. You need to have that flexibility as a speaker, to cover any, because on any stage, let's say for example, there could be some disruptions, there could be some distractions which can stop your flow of thoughts. And especially for a newer speaker, or let's say even for a seasoned Toastmaster, if they've gone to the point where they've practiced it so perfectly that any distraction can take them away from their speech.
How will we get distracted? The whole idea of practicing is that
because the way they've delivered, the way they've practiced it, they've not given any scope for distraction. So if there's a voice, there's audio. So let's say for example, someone gets up from the stage and goes, or from the backstage. I've seen this happen to speakers. They'll be going and suddenly there'll be something and then they're stuck. Right? And they don't know how to cover up that gap. They don't know how to go ahead. So when you practice it so that you know the speech, but then don't perfectly where like, okay, at this point I have to be here, at this point I have to be here, I have to do this thing. This is my perspective. Maybe there's something, again, like I said, this is the way I think about it. I don't practice it to a certain extent where like, there's only like, if I do it 5 times, this 5 times is going to come out the exact same way. No. If I deliver it 5 times, it'll come out 5 different ways with different nuances, and on that day, on that way, the way we get the energy, my speech will be different. So I guess this is what I'm trying to say, that for some people, when they deliver it 5 times, all the 5 times it has to be exactly the same way. No, it doesn't have to be like that. Give scope for, your own authenticity to come out. I guess I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Good evening, DTM Vijay. So
Yes,
my question, maybe it is related to the previous question. So I'm really struggling to understand this international speech, how it is different from any act, like a stage act, or because I see in the speech, the body language, it is also equally important. So how it is become different from the act?
See, again, I would like to point out that, the body gestures, the dramatization of the speech is very objective, very, let's say, subjective. It depends on the judges. Some judges like it to be very, flamboyant. Body gestures, no. But then ultimately do what you are comfortable with. If you look at my, the way I deliver speeches, like I put more emphasis on the way I say the words, the emphasis, the voice modulation, the stressing of the messages. So that's where I feel I'm more comfortable and confident with, and that has helped me. I mean, that has taken me to various stages.
But Vijay, can I just say a few things, just to something to complement what you said to what the query of Rahul?
Yeah, please.
Rahul, it's like when you speak normally, you have certain gestures, right? And those gestures naturally are something which goes naturally, which complements what you're trying to say and the emotion that you're trying to say. Just you don't do that. You don't have to put on an act. That's where it's the problem. It's a prop or something which completely up to you. What you do or what you say has to match together. It's like in music, you say the pitch and three come together, it's music, right? If one of the things is, if you're off note, or if your scale pitch is high and your rhythm is not coming, the tal or the shruti, what we call, if these are not matching, if it doesn't match, the music doesn't come at all. It's just like that. Nothing in excess should be there. At the same time, like Vijay just said, just remember that the judging criteria, speech craft is 50% with something which you can do at home. It's not that you do on the stage. Language is 20%, so 70% is straight away what you do, and delivery is only 30%. And it's the 30% that is going to be the clincher. Because 70, you can always do it and learn and get your mentors, do all that language, embellish it with good words, triads, employ rhetorical devices and stuff like that to enhance your speech. But how you deliver those rhetorical devices, how your voice and facial expression and the emotions match the rhetorical devices is actually the clincher. Don't have to put on an act. I don't believe in putting on an act at all. Be natural. And one thing I want to say is bring something from you. Bring something what you stand for, what is within you. Don't have to come and try to be what you're not. Bring from you. Let's bring it from your village. Bring it from your home. Bring it from your heart. That's when you relate to the audience. Do not be trying to be artificial. Vijay cannot be Suresh. Suresh cannot be woman. Each one is individual. Bring that individuality out on the stage, and that will help you win.
Exactly. Perfectly said, DTM Suresh. It's exactly, be yourself, let it be your message, let it be what you believe in. And when you believe in the message you're delivering, then your body emotions and the facial, the emotions from your body and your voice will automatically come out, and that's what will connect with the audience. So this is precisely what DTM Suresh said. Don't worry about, trying to be over dramatic and all that. Let the emotions flow through you, through the message, and that comes down to the message, the story that you're bringing out. If it is something you believe in, something you stand for, then that will do about 80% of the job.
And to convey that what you feel, use sensory languages. Use language that will go to the heart. That's where you employ these rhetorical devices and these small words and nuances, which help you to bring that what you have in your mind or what you want to convey a part of you through those right choice of words, facial expression and gestures. That's all it's all about.
Yeah, I'm getting your point, yes.
Arun looks totally confused what I said. I don't know.
Actually, thank you for pointing it out. But Suresh, will that really help us to win? Because I remember that I have been evaluated like 30, 40 times, and every time I was told that you need to bring in something, you need to do something, this, that, you have to dramatize this. Toastmasters is all about dramatization. You have to do this. You have to do
Arun, I tell you what. When I say bring it all, bring something about yourself is what we always tell everybody. But when you speak at a low pitch, which you normally do, which you personally am talking about, and you speak in a you're a person who doesn't like to express your, how I should say, you're not very demonstrative of your feelings very, very loudly. That's the person you are. The subtleties don't work on the stage because you have people sitting far away from you. When you're sitting close to you, we can read the subtleties in your feelings, in your eyes. But on the stage, they can't read those subtleties. And those require, I'm a very demonstrative person. Affection or anger or bitterness, I show it very well. But you try to play it down. That's what you are. That's what we try. It's because it's a stage and people have to see you from a distance. You need to bring that accentuated a little more. Because you're not talking one-to-one, right? I'm sorry if people are getting confused by what I'm saying.
It's clear now. Actually, you did it right, DTM. It's much clearer now.
See, it's like watching. If you're on camera, for example, if you're on camera, somebody's taking a close-up shot. Those nuances can be read on your face, right? Like it's like doing a drama on stage and different than a movie. A movie, the camera will take a close-up shot, and all just by subtle change of your emotion on the face can be seen. Eyes can be seen by the audience. While on stage, they can't. You have to show that. Yeah.
All right.
Just watch Toastmaster Dhananjaya's speech, because his is a perfect example. It's a very powerful delivery. He doesn't have too much dramatization. Even the story he talks about, his mother in the jail, or when he was in the jail and his mother came to visit him. It's nothing over dramatized, but it's a very powerful delivery. Just watch his speech. Toastmaster Katani is different. He has a lot of dramatization. Toastmaster Vasilev was different. He has a lot of dramatization, but Toastmaster Dhananjaya, it's a very simple delivery. He's just walking from one point of the stage to the other stage, and it's something it connected so well because of the way he said it, the way he held himself in the stage, the voice, the power in the voice, and that is what we're talking about. That is more than enough to win you the world championship. You don't need to, he could have cried like the way his mother cried, or or something like that, but he didn't do that. So that is a very good example of what both DTM Suresh and I are trying to say, that bring it out, but you don't have to over dramatize.
I think that sums up better.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No.
If no other questions, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Can I have a few words? This is Toastmaster Richie, a past president.
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
Toastmaster Vijay, that was a beautiful presentation you did.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lot of values. I am in Qatar, and today is a weekend. Tomorrow is a holiday in Qatar, Qatar National Day. And a lot of activities are going on outside in Qatar, but still I prefer to spend the time with you. I know that I never met you personally, but I met you only through the Zoom meetings. I know when you, Toastmaster Suresh, and many others, I don't want to mention their name, when you people are there to give this presentation, I know how much value it will be. I am a mentor in a new club in Qatar, and I am supposed to give a lot of tips and a presentation to new members to prepare them for their first international speech. And I was stuck somewhere what I will tell them. But now, with your permission, I would like to use both your and Toastmaster Suresh recommendations. It will be very much helpful, and I am confident that I will be able to guide my people in Qatar. Thank you so much. It was very useful. I really love it, and the time spent here is really worth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Richie, for those very kind words, very humbling, and I'm really glad that we were able to help you out today, and all the very best. And please reach out if you need any more support from me or the club. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the kind words, Richie.
Toastmaster Vijay, thank you very much for your workshop today. I have one request to this workshop is recording, I think, recorded already. So please share it for future reference. That will be great. Thank you.
Sure, definitely. Mr. President, I hope you can support with this. Thank you. If no other questions, back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vasanthi.
Thank you, DTM Vijay Kumar, for the wonderful workshop session. I hope this workshop will be propitious to all the upcoming international speech contests of our Arabian fraternity. I think everyone will agree with me. This is how our DTM Vijay Kumar has won many accolades at international levels. Thank you again, DTM Vijay Kumar, for sharing your experiences. Now, the exciting moment that all of you have been waiting for, the presentation of awards. I would like to request Toastmaster Manoj Kumar to share the result of the list of the winners. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Are you there?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So here we are with the results. We will be first.
Zuma, sorry for interruption. I would request our director, Toastmaster Raj Khan, to join us in awarding the winners. Yeah, please proceed, Zoom Master.
So let me first display the winner as the Best Speaker Award. So here it is. Toastmaster Sheetal Agarwal. Here comes the best evaluator for today's session, DTM Suresh Kumar. And finally, the best role player. Toastmaster Arun Vasan. Congratulations to all the winners. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. And congratulations to all the winners. Did you all have a fantastic meeting today? Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed this meeting. I want to end the meeting with a short video. Dear host, can you please allow me, make me host?
You are a co-host, you can share your video.
Oh, thank you, sir. I hope the video is visible. Yes,
Actually,
I really think
other than me and Vijay and Vasu, international, nobody else the club has been winning, no?
Sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm not missing anything, right?
No.
Please?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I really wish everyone's ear went like this only. And now here, I want to end this meeting. And that concludes the education session. It has been a pleasure serving as your Toastmaster of this evening. I hope you all have enjoyed the meeting. Thank you for VP Education for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Now, I would like to return the control back to the chairperson. Over to you, Toastmaster Arul Kumar, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vasanti, for conducting this session stupendously. Dear Arabians, please join me in giving a big round of applause to our Toastmaster of the Day. Congratulations to all the winners and thanks to DTM Vijay for his wonderful workshop. Now I request our area director, Toastmaster Raj Khan, to share his thoughts in few words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for, you can hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, respected, distinguished Toastmasters who are in the room, the president and the energetic team of Arabians, a very good evening to one and all. First of all, I would like to thank President Arul for inviting me for such an important and educative meeting. And secondly, I would like to thank him again for reminding me for today's meeting. So thank you, sir. And as you all are very well prepared that the competitions are next coming 2 weeks, 2 months. And so please be prepared from now. And to be a successful speaker, you have to use each and every opportunity, each and every day to improve, to be a better speaker, and to get little closer to your goal to be best speaker. I know all of us are working and some are homemakers. It's sounding like too much to do, but this is the opportunity, this is the time you have So you have to schedule your things so that you can be a very good competitor. And I can say one thing, use your spirit as long as you have the hunger for success. And you can, and you will always have the power within yourself to achieve it and make it happen. Am I right? So I encourage, and the coming Friday we have the club officers training. So I request all of you to be there to attend this meeting, because a lot of people are giving their days and nights to make it successful. So I would like to thank them, DTM Ekedas sir, DTM Vijay, Madam Toastmaster Sangeeta, Toastmaster Najib, and many more. I'm sorry if I'm missing any name. So they are really working hard to make all this coming competition very successful. So please be there, attend all those meetings and competitions. At last, I would like to thank the coach for tonight, DTM Vijay, for such a remarkable presentation on how to prepare the speech, the international speech. And the best thing, or you can say the take home for me, is identify your strength and stick to it. So as he said, everyone is unique. So try to identify your strength and stick to it. And good luck to every participants from now for a very good competition. So thank you once again for listening to me. And it was really a pleasure for me to be part of this educative meeting. And I'll be looking forward to the next meeting, inshallah. So thank you. And over to you, President. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Area 53 Director, our beloved leader, Toastmaster Raj Khan, for those inspiring and kind words. Thank you, sir. Dear Arabians and guests, now it's time to prove.
President, can I just, because we're still in the hangover of Vijay's presentation, before that hangover dies down, I would like to just make a small, say a couple of words, if you can allow me.
Sure, sir. Please proceed.
Friends and fellow Toastmasters, sorry, please bear with me because I'm coming back again and again. In the last 18 years of the existence of Arabian, it is the international speech contest was essentially carried by Vijay, Ajit, Vasudhar, and yours truly. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, that now it's come to a pass. Now we look for champions to emerge from the club, and that burden is upon all of you. So I urge everybody to give it a good shot. There's extremely, there's a lot of potential in our members. I can see each one, Rupa, Sangeeta, and every one of you, Ravish. If for example, Vail Murugan, if he applies himself, all of you can, so do us proud, but try to bring the trophy back home to Arabian, because I believe that's where it belongs, because that's where I don't think any other club puts in as much effort as we do towards this contest. And please put all your efforts to bring the trophy home, the district trophy. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Suresh Kumar, for those inspiring words. Surely, we Arabians will excel together. Dear Arabians, it's time to witness, showcase that we Arabians are growing day by day in this unprecedented year 2020. Now it's time to induct a new member. Over to our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Vijay Kumar.
Good evening, fellow Arabians. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are.
Sir. Induction ceremony is an important occasion both for the new member and for the club. For Arabian Toastmaster Club, we have a lot of new talent joining our club recently, and today is no way different. We have one new talent joining our club. For that, an existing member has to sponsor them. I would now request the members who are sponsoring these prospective Toastmasters to introduce them. Toastmaster Sheetal, you are sponsoring the prospective member. I got an acknowledgement. Fine. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The mentor for the new member, Toastmaster Poonam, is DTM Vijay Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for announcing the mentor right up front, but I was asking for the sponsor, but anyway, got an acknowledgement anyway. Thank you. Well, Toastmasters, it is now our duty and privilege to induct the new member into the Arabian Toastmaster Club. This individual has come to Toastmasters seeking to improve her communication and leadership skills, and we now have an opportunity to help her learn, grow, and achieve. Madam Poonam Malu, please join the Zoom platform. You are visible. You can say, am I audible? It's fine.
Hello.
Madam Poonam, yeah, you're audible and visible now.
Yes.
Fine now. We're joining a worldwide organization that has helped nearly 3 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of Arabian Toastmaster Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You'll become a part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to help one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Toastmaster Sheetal, Vice President Education, the new member have been given an opportunity to discuss her need and goals with the club, and they have been explained how the Toastmaster program works, the benefits they derive, and the obligation of membership. Vice President Education, Toastmaster Sheetal, you can acknowledge.
Yes.
Okay, and you already acknowledged the mentor. DTM Vijay Kumar is a mentor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will explain her all the information regarding the Toastmasters, the goals and assignments and the speech projects. I'll take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. May I request the assignment, DTM Suresh Kumar, as experienced Toastmaster, you have been asked to help this new member get off to a good start. You accept this responsibility and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with a new member so that she can immediately begin to benefit from Toastmaster membership. Can I get an affirmative response?
Yes, I will, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, sir. This is a pledge for the existing Toastmasters. Of course, I'll be reading first of all with the pledge for the new member, then I'll go for the one. Membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. And it also places certain obligations upon you, the new member, Madam Poonam. We are a group of people brought together to do things we could not accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment, evaluate others' features in a spirit of support and sharing. Assist the club in reaching its goal, remain positive, and keep a smile on your face. We ask you, a new member, to dedicate yourself to personal growth, to share this great gift with fellow members, and to help this Toastmaster Club strong and dynamic. I want your right hand to be raised, and I will share the pledge for you, Madam Poonam.
Yes.
The screen so that you can read it around.
Shall I read myself or?
I'll read and you can please repeat it on. That's fine.
Sorry?
I'm going to read it, ma'am, and you can repeat upon.
Okay.
You can see from your mobile even, doesn't matter, no issues. I'm sharing the screen as well in the screen, in the Zoom platform. Excuse me. Pledge for the new member, you can able to see from the screen.
Sorry, sir, your voice is not clear now.
Okay, ma'am. Pledge for the new member, you can repeat when I say around. It's fine. You can look into your mobile. That's fine, ma'am. Okay. No props. And I'll stop share. Let's look into your mobile. No issue, ma'am. Please face your fellow member and affirm your membership by repeating the following words. Please raise your right hand, Madam Poonam.
Yeah, I raise my hand.
I,
Poonam,
in the presence of my fellow members
in the presence of my fellow members
of the Arabian Toastmaster Club,
of the Arabian Toastmaster Club,
make this firm obligation to attend the meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the program outlined in the Toastmasters manual, to participate actively in the club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationships with fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club. So that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. Thank you, Madam Poonam. You can lower down your right hand. Thank you. I want the existing mentor only to raise the right hand, DTM Suresh Kumar sir, and the other members can mute yourself so that we'll be repeating upon. But I request all the members to raise their hand. I'm going to share the screen. So will the members, all the members being here, can see my screen right now. But I'll request only DTM Suresh just to share the. Okay. May I request all the club members to repeat a club pledge in support of members by raising their hand. But I request DTM Suresh just to repeat. We, the members of Arabian Toastmaster Club.
We, the members of the Arabian Toastmasters Club.
Pledge to support you.
Pledge to support you.
In your quest for self-development.
In your quest for self-development.
To provide you with positive, helpful evaluations.
To provide you with positive, helpful evaluations.
To maintain friendly, supportive atmosphere.
To maintain a friendly and supportive atmosphere.
To give you opportunities to help others.
To give you opportunities to help others.
And to make your Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
And to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
Thank you, DTM Suresh. You can lower your hand.
Thank you.
And I'll be giving the badge for the new member in person. Thank you. That's the end of the induction ceremony. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Vice President Toastmaster Uday, for conducting this induction, for inducting Toastmaster Poonam Malu into Arabian Toastmasters. Welcome, Toastmaster Poonam, into Arabian Toastmasters Club. And as a president of this club, I can promise you that you will learn, grow, and enjoy the journey ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Dear Arabians, as told by our Area 53 Director, we have our club officers training on coming Friday, 18th December at 4:30 p.m. So I request all ExCom members and other members to join this training. Our next meeting will be on Jan 6th. One second. Okay, our next meeting will be on Jan 6th. Please note that down. And we'll be having our table topic workshop by our distinguished Toastmaster, our own leader, DTM Suresh, on Jan 20th. Our next contest, IS and TT, will be on February 5th. Please note this, and I'm sure you all members would have been inspired today with the workshop by DTM Vijay, and I'm sure that our VP Education will ensure that we have a lot of participants as humorous and valuation, and to prove that we Arabians are vibrant. That's it from my side. Any things, any points to be discussed? If not, please switch on your camera. Let our VPPR take a beautiful pic of this.
Toastmaster Rahul, DTM Vijay, cameras please. Toastmaster Echi.
If possible, you can switch on your cameras. Yes.
Okay. Well, this is after a long time that I'm getting all cameras on. All right, everyone. 1, 2, 3, and cheese. Thank you.
Thank you, VP
Hi,
Pro.
Richie. Nice to have you.
Toastmaster Sangeeta, and I adjourn this meeting. Thank you. Good night. Yeah, now it's open socialization.
Welcome.
Now our meeting starts.
Welcome. She's here.
Now the meeting is open to Toastmaster. This is a moment to speak.
Our meeting has started just now.
I think I spoke too much for it today.
You are DTM, so you will keep on speaking.
I am ETM.
DTM, you are DTM.
Charter members have the full right to